Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to our Unchartered discussion of Empowered to Grow. I'm still with the lovely Tanya Kabuya out of South Africa, and she's a business and a marketing coach. And she had said something in our previous episode that just kind of ring, went on. All the bells in my head started ringing because I relate, and I know that I've spoken to a lot of other women, mostly actually, and men who have felt the same way. And it was about the stories we tell ourselves, the story of why we can't do something or what's holding us back from achieving something. And in other words, it's also about the imposter syndrome. And I know I speak of that a lot because I've been reading a lot about it. I've been talking about it. I have a clubhouse room. I used to host a clubhouse room just about that. But it is about that. Tanya, when you were talking about your story earlier and how you started, and you were like, okay, but I can't really sell my knowledge first. And then second, okay, I'm white labeling these content, which is knowledge in essence, and these courses to other people because I don't believe I'm good enough to sell them myself under my name. Who am I? I'm out of South Africa. I'm an African lady. I'm a single mom. And, I don't have that much to give. And I know I relate because I felt like that for so long. Like, I'm an Egyptian. I was born and raised in Kuwait. I went to Egypt and I was still an expat and a foreigner in my own country because I couldn't relate to a lot of people. I went back and I live in Qatar now again. So the story of being an expat was embedded in my personality and my identity that it held me back. I had only realized that it was a voice at the back of my head last year when I was doing all the healing work and really wanting to show up and finding what's blocking me from showing up. And it was those kind of things. I'm a woman. Who's going to listen to me? I've got all the degrees that there are, but still, who's going to listen to an Egyptian woman living in the Middle East saying, guys, I have something to add over here. So what are your thoughts, and what's your thought process, and how did you start to get out of that cycle or that loop in your head?
Thank you so much for this question. This is actually a great question. And it's something that I actually even always touch on, even when I mentor other business entrepreneurs. It's amazing that a lot of times we are harder on ourselves than we are on anybody else. We show compassion to other people a lot more than we show compassion to ourselves.
That's true.
And like I shared, it was a client that I was actually doing work for that actually told me, like, yeah, we are paying this money, but it's your knowledge. And you are helping us make 6, 5, 6, some 7 figures with this content, which is essentially your knowledge. And why can't you do it yourself? And when we had that conversation, and that was actually the first time I heard about imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And I realized that it was my sense of self-worth. I had an issue with my sense of self-worth. I didn't believe that I was good enough. Obviously, the whole situation, I judged myself a lot more harshly than other people probably judged me. And I had to do a lot of work on myself. I had to go in and kind of figure out what is the story behind it, which was also a story of a lot of trauma with when I was growing up, coming from a divorced parents, and then coming from a single mother home as well. So I had a lot of trauma, and I always wanted to prove my worth first for people to accept me. And that was my issue. And I had to learn that I was good enough, irrespective of anything else. I had to start telling myself that I was good enough. I was a good person. I was a good father. I was a good woman. I was just good enough as I am without having to prove myself, which was the battle that I was having within myself. So it's important that you start paying attention to the dialogue in your head.
That's
What are
true.
you telling yourself? What is the conversation
Yeah.
that your inner person and yourself, your consciousness, are having? Because that inner person will influence everything that your conscious person will do. So unless you start being aware of those conversations that you are having within yourself, you will not be able to step into what you are called to do, because
That's true.
she will keep holding you back, because stepping out is not a comfort zone.
That's I love that, and I resonate on every level you spoke about. And as you said, it starts with the what's your inner voice. And for me, that was a big chunk of the unveiling of listening to the inner voice within my head, or voices, because at every level, within every aspect of my life, I started becoming a lot more in tuned with them, not because I believe them anymore, but just to identify them. And then I'm obsessed about going, excuse me, obsessed about going back to the root cause. So what's causing me to have this inner voice telling me this? And as you said, a big chunk of it comes with our upbringing and our nurture and our environments. And these are then kind of the stories that we had to live through for us kind of become our reality. And that dictates how we, and when I kind of refer to mindset, I refer to the way we act, react, and interact in our life. And that impacts a lot of it. And I found that even though my actions were, for example, one of growth mindset, because I take challenges like, I'm going to do this, my
Yeah.
my belief system was fixed. My belief system, the voices in my head were of scarcity. So they were negative. And yet, so there was this ongoing, I wouldn't say struggle, but it was a back and forth kind of tug of war game. We're doing this, but no, we don't believe it. I'm achieving this, but no, I don't really think this is possible for me. And we have to work on it. I don't think it ever goes away. I don't think you wake up one
Yeah.
day and it's just like all flowers and rainbows. It's just kind of, it's a work you have to keep doing. You have to keep chipping at it every day. But the beautiful thing is, with every day that you put the work in, your awareness and your self-awareness increases. So you could start recognizing those negative bells in your head, and the negative self-talk, and the limiting beliefs, and what's the blocks that you're putting in front of yourself before you get engrossed in it and just kind of flow again with it, and it taking you away.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. It never ever goes away. I think those things will take you being self-aware of everything that is going on in your head, and then learning to stop those conversations, because you now can recognize the patterns, and then you can also recognize the sabotage patterns that come from it. Because what we never aware of is that we self-sabotage a lot when we are going through, we have imposter syndrome going on in our head, because you'll be like, I can't do this because I am limited to this because. And that often is due to imposter syndrome. And you will start sabotaging opportunities, even like when they are doors for you to grow, you will not want to open those doors, because you will limit yourself, because it is uncomfortable. And as long as you not fast away, that cycle will continue forever and ever until you learn to start stopping it.
Yeah, agree 100%. Well, I love this conversation. And I think this is one of the conversations that I would never stop having, and I would never stop digging into further, because something gets unveiled every time. And the more we talk about it, the more awareness we can bring to other people, the more we're going to encourage ourselves and others to self-reflect and to see what is stopping us, and to analyze the reasons, and to go all the way back to the root causes, even our childhood and our upbringing and everything. It all starts there. And then everything else, I call it like every other person, incident, circumstance that imprinted on us something that made us believe that that is our reality, rather than just this was an imprint because of something that's happened or someone that said something. So thank you, Tanya. Thank you for the conversation. And I'm sure we can keep talking about it for a few hours. But I'm sure,
I'm sure.
yeah, but I'm sure this is not the last time we're going to talk as well. So I'm looking forward to our future conversations, and keep showing up, keep making yourself proud and everyone around you. I think this is a message we also have to keep reminding ourselves of every single day.
Sure, absolutely. I'm definitely gonna keep showing up, keep chartering the path for other people and for other women to actually step into their power, because I felt that as being my mission, that is my mission. And this is where I like that the most, when I can see somebody go from not believing in themselves to believing in themselves and then launching their business and being successful. So
Yeah.
definitely I am gonna keep at it for years to come.
Yeah, that's where we're aligned in our mission. And that's what I loved when we first got in touch. I'm like, yep, yeah, we talk the same language. That's the same thing. I say I work for the sparks in the eye, when they're like, okay, their eyes are sparkling. Yes, that's the point. That's a breakthrough moment. Let's keep going.
Yeah. That's it. That's right. It's such a beautiful feeling when you feel that you have been able to help somebody else step into their power.
Yes, that's true. Well, thank you so much. And keep stepping into your power, all of you. We have our spotlights. We have huge floodlights just waiting for us to step into. And this is how we impact ourselves, we impact our circles, and we impact the world we live in. So keep dreaming big, keep acting small, as in small steps, not acting small, not making yourself small, taking the small steps towards your outrageously huge dream. And keep showing up. I wish you love, abundance, and prosperity. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananelbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.